Enemy double kill.
Hello everyone, today I wanted to go over a game where we basically soloed carried our team to victory. Now, for once with my videos, the laning phase isn't all that special since it's just Mundo, and although you might say that I was just too fed, I think there were a lot of details involved and it's more about how we were able to utilize our gigantic lead into LP. Thanks for watching and make sure to like and subscribe. Love you all. Since we are up against Mundo, I will make a few comments on this matchup. It's supposedly one of the easiest Yone matchups because he is a immobile tank that rushes pure HP items with no real CC other than the slow on his Q, making it easy for Yone to run him down, and Bork being a big counter item. However, the interesting part though is Mundo is actually a pretty safe champ and he never really dies unless he trolls, because in theory, he could just CS for eternity simply by relying on his Q. So a nice trading pattern I like to take is by timing his CS timing with your Q stack timing. Getting Q3 right after he uses Q to CS and engaging onto him with EQ3. On the plus side though, he will never kill you, and he can choose to just spam armor like any other tank for survivability, but it's still good to know that you can never lose. Oh, and obviously, you need to keep the wave on your side, or even for the strategy to work. This Mundo plays pretty weird, trying to fight us hard level 1, so we just stand behind minions and outtrade him. Then starts the farming simulator where he throws Q at the wave and you just stand behind it. But like I said, he can't really die unless he trolls. Instead of standing far away, Mundo walks up when he has already a lot of poke from me is just disrespectful. So after getting a stack of Q, we E up the Q again and chase him down with Q3. After shoving the wave and basing though, I failed to notice Nocturne being topside, or else I would have TP'd to my turret instead of the wave. All I could have done in this situation was drag away to avoid Nocturne's damage and stack Q3 on the wave. Then I somehow fucked up my flash Q, which was kinda crazy to me and ultimately led to my death. After that, Nocturne typed ETP, I don't know what that means, but I'm going to assume it's flame about my teleport. I usually don't type, but the Nocturne managed to agitate me, so we are locking in. After getting back to lane, the Yi came to stop Mundo's base, and we found a good trade angle on Mundo, but sadly, not quite enough. While Mundo bases, we just freeze the wave to deny farm and XP. When Mundo gets back to lane again, he tries to break the freeze, but we don't want him to get away just like that, so we just chase him with E. And after proccing his passive with Q3, we just click R. Before we could base, Nocturne shows up again, and while it looks like a dire situation, we have a lot of minions to help us. The most important thing against him is to ensure that we don't get feared. So with Q3 in hand, we Q3 towards the wave to get his shield, and E to avoid the fear and kite him to finish him off. Note, though we avoided the fear because he had no Q, if he did we would have had to play it differently. Now, normally you could sell pots for Vamp Scepter and Pickaxe, but Mundo's armor isn't crazy, so Berserkers is fine. In this scenario, where he gives us the melee range, I instantly chase him with E. With Master E coming, Mundo is forced to leave, but we probably had him with Q3 and R. Now I did mess up and sell a little because I didn't expect Nocturne to take it, but we do end up rotating and ult the Nocturne and then kill the remaining two with Nami's help. Then we take grubs before basing for Bork. Although I was 5-1 and 2, we were still 10-10, so I definitely had some pressure with how fed Vayne was. But with Bork, we cut through Mundo like butter. After stacking Q3, I walk up to pressure Mundo's Q, and without Q he can't keep us off of him, so we just 100-0 him. After that, Orianna came up top to defend Mundo's turret, and I needed one more wave to get pickaxe, so I greeted. As soon as Nocturne ulted, I had a feeling it was on me, so we E to drag away the fear. Orianna moved well, dodging my ult in Q3, but luckily I had flash and ult while she didn't have anything. Mundo stopped giving me chances to kill him, so we just shoved the wave and chip away at turret instead. Then, utilize W shield before E ends to get his HP for free. Mundo ends up leaving since he knows he can't defend anymore, but I end up getting jumped again. This time I didn't E back in time, so I died. Nocturne was still typing after all the time he died, thinking I won't beat his ass or something, and I wasn't planning on saying anything else after the first time, but maybe he just likes being called a doggy. We continue to push top lane, and we use Grom to stack Q3 and kill Mundo again. I wanted to help, but their whole team was there, and I didn't want to take the 50-50. I helped defend mid lane after basing, and since Orianna wasn't really respecting us and my team was coming, we just click R on her. It doesn't have to hit, we are really fed. Before I could go back to top, Ahri died, and I remember seeing her last location being mid, so I go back to defend mid turret. Senna was pretty upwards, so using the same strategy as we did against Mundo, after seeing Senna miss her route, we can just run her down as well. Vayne and Nocturne show up, and after stalling for CDs, we Q flash into Vayne because I'm not sure what she has, so instead of giving any chances, it's better to guarantee the kill with the E. Since Ahri has top covered, we show up mid again and go in on the Orianna. I'm not scared here because she used all her abilities, meaning that she has nothing left to kill me, and Senna doesn't do quite enough damage. Once again, before we can base, a Nocturnal comes through, so we cancel base and help our team and secure Vayne's flash. I then help E with Herald, and I noticed that my mid was not defendable in the current situation, so I go into jungle and do the same thing on Mundo since he expected me to base. I'm going Death Dance and Guardian Angel this game. It gives me the tankiness and improves my margin of error. You might think Mortal Reminder is good here against Mundo and Senna, but from my experience, LDR is a must if you want to carry. The enemy takes Baron since we were down a person, and it was really difficult to contest with no vision, so we could only farm bot and take turret. In situations like this, side lane pressure is really important because trying to win a team fight being the only fed person is extremely difficult, and they always need 2 or more people to stop me. However, Drake still needs to be contested. This next fight perfectly demonstrates the power of Death Dance. Team dies before I could really do anything, so Yi and I try to take Drake before they come back. However, they were closer than we expected, so we could only turn and fight. Nocturne and Mundo don't really do damage to us, so it's just the ranged champs we need to focus on, specifically Orianna and Vayne. Vayne gave me an opportunity after seeing her use Q, so I go in and instantly ult because if we want to win at all, Vayne must be dead. Although I could have hit Orianna as well, I aimed a bit off, but at least the main goal of killing Vayne worked. Our other target is Orianna, so Q flash and we one-shot her, followed by Q3 to get Senna. With their carries dead, they have no more damage for me, and we secure a quadra kill. With 18 kills, the scoreboard is still 30 versus 28. We take as much resources as we possibly could while they are dead. Then I continue my crusade top after seeing Nocturne ulting and taking the turret in Mundo's face. Senna and Orianna comes top to help him, and we notice that Orianna put her ball on Mundo. Why is she putting it on Mundo instead of attacking us? This gives away the intention of ulting me if I got too close. We know this, so we intentionally take the bait and ult as soon as we see Orianna ulting. After sieging top lane a bit more, we take Baron before the enemy respawns. Now, another key point. We see Vayne top and the rest of our team is on Drake. The only one we spot on the map is Senna. What does this mean? It probably means the rest of his team is hovering Vayne since they know they can't be contesting Drake right now. So as you can see, I'm only giving the Baron buff to my minions instead of walking up to buy time, then running as soon as I could see the knock ult. I tried to do a ult on Orianna, the only one I could see, and Mia saw this play too, so she based in time, meaning GA was all they were able to get from us as the rest of my team showed up. Just as I thought we were gonna win, Smolder thinks he is Faker and gets himself killed in a 1v3, and Yi did the same afterwards. I flashed to kill the Vayne to compensate, and all that's left to do is to take his jungle camps. Nocturne ults again, and I know it's not going to be me since he knows he can't beat me and Orianna won't be able to rotate in time, so I knew his target was going to be Ahri, and I quickly rotate to help her. I couldn't save her but traded off Nocturne and Senna instead. With that, we push mid and continued to use vision to surprise our opponent. And yes, I appreciate my team getting the 2-9 Mundo when he was split pushing top instead of ending. Finally though, we came together as 5 and end the game since they couldn't stop us with Orianna dead. Thanks for watching, make sure to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful at all. Bye bye!
Every team, a summoner has disconnected.